Hey, Scott Lair, thecruisegenius.com, brought to you by Gig Sky. If you're concerned about a high cell phone bill when you return from your cruise or return from traveling overseas, gigsky.com. They have very low cost data plans that use your built-in eSIM in your cell phone. So you sign up with a Gig Sky plan, you got your data, and you're good to go. No headaches, no stress, no high cell phone bill. Check them out, gigsky.com. Then email me directly, slara1961@gmail.com. I'll email you a super secret link and promo code so that you can get 10% off your Gig Sky plan. Let's talk about cruise disembarkation. This is when you're getting off the cruise ship. My number one tip, if at all possible, carry your luggage off the ship. If you don't, then the procedure is the night before you pull back into port, you got to leave your bags outside the door with luggage tags on them. The crew will pick them up midnight, 1 a.m., and then you pull into port. You wake up the next morning, and then you're going to find out what time you're able to get off the ship. And that's usually later. It could be 8:30, 9, 9:30, 10 before you can get off the ship, and then you go down into the terminal and you find your luggage tag 25, and there are going to be some porters there, and they can help you get off the ship. But if you're able just to carry your bags off the ship, you can pretty much get off basically when they announce it. Okay, we're cleared through immigrations. If you're carrying your bags off, you can get off now, and then you can catch that flight, and then you can go ahead and get in the parking garage, take your car, and head back to Jacksonville or wherever you're driving to. So my number one tip is, if possible, if you don't have a spouse that's packing 17 steamer trunks full of clothes, then carry your bags off the ship. I can tell you that my daughter and son-in-law went with us on a MSC cruise last month, and they were able to just walk off the ship, and it was boom, boom, boom. And this is in Port Canaveral, and thanks to port parking space, the van was right there. They were able to get back to the parking area, and they were on the road. I mean, you blinked and they were on the road back to Orlando. That's the number one tip. Carry your bags off the ship. Number two, you got to be careful about breakfast in the morning. The wife may say, hey, let's go down to the main dining room. Well, you go down the main dining room, there may be a lot of people, the service is going to be slow, and the selection may not be as broad as maybe when during the cruise. The French toast, the bacon, the eggs, the omelets, because they're trying to move quickly because they're getting the people off the ship and getting new people on the ship. So your best bet, in my opinion, is go up to the Lido deck. When? As soon as possible. As soon as the Lido deck opens, I'd be up there if it's 6:30, because number one, you want to get ahead of the crowds. And on the MSC Seashore, when we were on there last month, they pulled down the barriers like at 9 o'clock. And I know why they did that, because they're trying to get cleaned up, because they got to get ready for lunch when the new people come on board. And I was actually shocked they closed it so quickly. So unless you just want a muffin and a glass of juice or a cup of coffee, then get up to the Lido deck early, have a big breakfast, load up. This is your last free meal, because when you get off the ship, the food you pay for at Waffle House, you're going to have to pay for. So that's what I recommend. Now, some people say order room service and put your little thing on the door and okay, great, but make sure that you're not going to get charged for room service. And who knows if it's going to be hot? Who knows if it's going to be there on time? So I recommend just going down the Lido deck and getting something to eat. The other thing about disembarkation day is pack your patience. If you're on a ship with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 passengers, they're all going to be wanting to get off the ship, with the exception of those people that are doing the back-to-back cruises. Everyone's trying to get off. Now, I will tell you myself, I want to stay as long as humanly possible, unless I'm catching a flight. I'm in no rush to get off the cruise ship. I want to relax. I want to take it easy. I want to eat and experience those last few moments on vacation before I have to go to work. Now, if your wife is like my wife, or if your wife is like this friend of mine's wife, they're tapping their foot. They are tapping their foot, just waiting to, I want off the ship. Really? You want to get home to laundry? You want to get home to cleaning the cat box? You want to get home to making dinner and doing laundry? You want to do that? I don't. I don't. I want to stay on the ship as long as humanly possible. I want to hide on the ship somewhere, and man, I'll be a crew member. I don't want to leave the ship, but there are a lot of people, especially the ladies, tapping that foot. Can't wait to get home. Cool. So you got to pack your patience a little bit. Now, I will tell you, and my wife will tell you, I do get hyper. I do, especially trying to get on the ship. I want to get on as soon as I can, get the muster drill over with. But I'm in no rush getting off the ship. But you got to have your plan. And I advise you, if you're flying out, man, try to make it a later in the day flight. Because if the ship is pulling in at 6 a.m., they clear customs like at 7:30 or 8, and you're trying to catch a 9:30 or 10 a.m. flight out of Fort Lauderdale or somewhere, who wants that kind of stress? There's enough stress in life as it is, let alone vacation. How many times have you heard people come back from a vacation? Doesn't matter where they're coming back from, BRAC, the Virgin Islands, if they're coming back from a cruise, I need a vacation from my vacation. How many times have you heard people say that? Maybe you've heard your wife, or maybe you've said that. Well, I don't want to have a vacation from my vacation. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people don't like going through TSA in the airport, and I get that. Scott Lara of thecruisegenius.com. Like and subscribe.